was young and I was listening to these records,
Yeah.
there was always this thing that Jay-Z was taking shots at Ja Rule, especially on The Watcher 2, when he says all these rap singers claiming they bangers, doing all sorts of twisted shit with their fingers. What was going on during that time?
Is that what he's talking about?
That's what it sounded like to us.
Listen, man, it could be. It could be, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, X and Ja had their thing. Jay and Ja had their thing. So I'm gonna say you're probably spot on. It's all good. It's all good. There's shots fired, shots was fired back with certain things, you know. All subliminal, because that's how what I said, families fight. You know, in the reality, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100 too. None of them expected Ja to sell records. So when he's outselling them, that's a body blow that their ego's not expecting, you know? And then, you know, Jay was he's a wordsmith. You know, only dudes selling records is M, Pimp, Juice, and us.
Okay.
You know he's leaving out Murder Inc. for a reason.
Right.
But there's multiple reasons inside of that as well. And, you know, a ton of subliminals that he would throw out. We heard every one of them. If it's, again, families fight, it's all good. Like me personally, for me, it's like, that's cold. Like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? It's that blood sport that I'm talking about. It wasn't like Jay. Never that. It was never that. Never X. It was never that. You know, it's funny. I was just talking about, that Irv produced a record with the Lox and X. And they're shitting all over Ja in the record. Used to be my dog, you was in my left titty.
Right, okay.
That Irv produced that record.
Okay.
Imagine that. Imagine that. That's why I say if you don't understand the dynamic in the relationship of the family, you'll never understand it. That's DNY is family. You know what I'm saying? It's blood sport.
Well, I think I seen you say that he started throwing shots at you guys because you guys almost signed Nas.
Again, timeline-wise, I don't know when those records was, but yes, for sure. Right? I don't know if that record is what I'm saying is in that time frame. It might have been before. Those records might have been before that. So then the Nas was more about Irv, not Ja.
Okay.
You know, he started talking about things again about that Irv would know, I would know, you know, Murder Inc. We would know, but it's to Irv, not to the world wouldn't know everything unless they know that part.
Right, because I was told it was like, you know, say if Irv and Jay-Z were hanging out and something happened when they were hanging out that only that they would know about. You know, it would come up in a song and then only, you know what I'm saying? Like only the people who were there would know. Yeah. Type of thing.
Again, it's crazy because for me, it's fun days, man. It's like that's the game we use. This is the profession we chose. This is what comes along with it.
Now, I also seen that some of this had to do with maybe Jay-Z backing out of a concert at the last second.
What do you mean?
I guess there was...
Not a concert. Maybe you're talking
a tour. A tour.
Well, it's an album. It's more about the Murder Inc. album. I think you're referring to when he back. That's the only thing I could think of him backing out is, and it wasn't Jay, it was Dame, but, you know, I'm pretty sure Dame got the word from Jay, but... You know, we was all supposed to do an album. That was Irv's vision to do Murder Inc. album with Jay-Z, Ja, and DMX. That's why we did those songs. That's the Murdergram and all that. That was the prelude to that album, it's supposed to be. And we went to Rough Riders because now we're all up. We're all successful. X is kicking ass. He's the one selling fives at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And we got DMY to say no problem because Irv was like, we'll do this album, we'll do a third. So Murder Inc. get a third, Rockefeller, Rough Riders, they all get a third. And we'll put it all together so it's joint. We'll share everything a third, every dollar. All costs, everything a third. And Jay said yes. X said, Gotti for you, no problem. Go to DMY, make sure the labels are cool. They said family. Dame gave us some pushback, and then said yes, and then in the 12th hour, they pulled out. So for whatever their reasons was, I don't know. But
It was that close, man. That would have been
Irv, we had
classic.
Irv was planning on going to either Trinidad or Jamaica to make the album, and he was going to use Swiss Beats. He was going to use Just Blaze and him to make the whole album. We was going to go down there with like 40 tracks, 50 tracks, and just go make records and come back. Stay there for like a month and just, just have a good time out there, vibe, energy. One of the things we did, Murder Inc. especially, when we made albums, we vibed out like with wherever we was at to make the album. So when you hear those records, just know those records come from real places.
Man, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, that's what Irv was always like. That would have been me. He wanted that bad.
Is there anybody you signed or that you passed up on signing that you wish you would have signed?
There's a bunch of artists that came through. I was just in Abu Dhabi, and I'm watching this channel, and it's all Latin artists. And one of the Latin artists that I wish we would have signed, just to be, I look at Murder Inc., we're versatile. We're very versatile. Irv could produce anything. But at this time and date, we was supposed to sign Daddy Yankee. And he just dropped a bunch of new videos. Keep going, bro. I see your work. Don't stop. He dropped a bunch of hot songs and videos, and I'm just sitting there thinking about, imagine if Murder Inc. had Daddy Yankee. That's just one, from, we could go to, man, it's a lot. It's a lot. We had Sean Paul.
Okay.
We had Rick Ross.
Rick Ross came through you guys.
We could have definitely
passed
had
you
Rick
guys.
Ross. Universal didn't let us sign him. They wouldn't, because we was dealing with our case. See, Universal, because they're cooperating first and foremost, which we didn't know at the time with the government. So it was very hard to do business with them and put music out and get it supported, because they wasn't on our side at that time. Well, we didn't know that. Hindsight's 20/20. Today, I know that for sure. But back then, we thinking everything's good. Ignorance is bliss. So we thinking everything's fine until we find out it's not.
Man. On some current stuff, recently we just seen Nas get approved for a casino.
Dope. Congratulations, Esco. That's fire.
Yeah, man. And unfortunately, at the same time, Jay-Z got turned down for a casino.
I think it's a little different, but everyone wants to make the Nas and Jay comparison. I don't believe the casino Nas was approved is already in Queens. It's already up and existing. So it's not the same type of approval that we're talking about. And financially, I believe Jay's not trying to be a minority equity owner, but a majority equity owner. Where Nas can't get a majority equity owner, the casino already exists. It's the Resorts Casino. It's already, there's a Resorts out here in Vegas, right?
Yep.
This is not a new property in that sense. Like, it already, it's the old Aqueduct Casino, racetrack, and it's a casino there, and they're just adding on to it. And he got, again, great job, but don't get me to be like I'm knocking something out of here. Don't do that. That's an incredible job, but it's comparing an apple to an orange. Two different types of acquisitions. That's all. And yes, Jay got denied, but his is a lot harder. There's no building in Manhattan that has a casino already. Nas's casino is already existing in Queens. It's the old Aqueduct racetrack.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I know most people
I
don't,
didn't
because the way
know
they
that.
portray it on social media, but 99% of the shit you see on social media is fake. I'll make a prediction right now here, Cam. Social media is gonna end in 5 years.
Social media is gonna end?
End in 5 years.
What do you mean, like in a literal form, or just not
No,
be
they're
that
gonna,
popular?
it's gonna have to stop because no one's gonna know what's real or not. AI is gonna contaminated completely, and there's no way to know real or not, and it will have to stop because there'll be too many frivolous lawsuits. It would have to be blocked or regulated. Something has to. It's gonna get changed. It's just what it is.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.